What's up, everybody? Chris here from Bold Canyon Outdoors, and I'm just cruising home on the highway on my way home from work, and I figured I would chat with you about what you're seeing all this on, the Nextbase 522 digital HD dash cam. So I have been using this for a few weeks now. We took it on a long Jeep trip, did some on-road, some off-road stuff. You may have seen it on my Instagram account, but I wanted to talk to you today about some of the cool features. So the 522 has everything. It's their flagship camera. It has everything from GPS locator to Alexa built in. It has cool features like parking sensor, so you can set it in parking mode, so if anybody jostles the car, breaks a window, something like that, it automatically turns on from the vibration or sound, things like that. It has multiple modules, and modules are add-on cameras that record at the same time. So right now, what you're seeing is you're seeing me through this little camera right here, which is the cabin view module that clips on the side of the camera. If I reach forward and I touch the screen, boop, now you may be just seeing the front of the vehicle because I swapped it up with a miracle of video editing. But you can make the front of the vehicle camera full screen, or if you touch the small picture-in-picture version of the cabin view, you can make the cabin view full screen, and you can separate them on the computer. So really user-friendly. The little picture-in-picture rectangle that's right now in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, you can move to different sides wherever you're more comfortable with. But you know, you've got this like 2+ inch video screen, so you have real-time view of what's going on, plus the tiny little picture-in-picture of whatever module you have. Now this module, I'll put a still picture up of what it looks like. It's a camera that plugs into the side of the main camera. There's two that are that size. There's a rear view and a cabin view. Now the rear view is more, the angles of the camera are changed a bit, so it shows more out the back window. Now I have that module, but unfortunately, if you can see behind me back there, I don't have a lot of view out of the rear window of the Jeep. I've got my spare tire, my high lift jack, all the stuff that blocks the view. When I look in my rear view mirror up here, I can see a little bit higher. I can make out what's behind me, but with the rear view module, it was really difficult to see. So I have the third module. This is the rear view camera. This actually has a mount that mounts on the rear glass. I've actually used it on the side glass also. What it is, it's a little thing that sticks on the glass and has a magnet. So the magnet just sticks it, and you can position it anywhere. I mean, it's round, so you can check the angle, adjust it however you want. That's the true rear view camera. Goes on the back glass, points out the back. That's great for when I have the trailer back there, or you know, what have you. You really want to see behind you. So having the full front and the full rear on at all times is a great thing too. Now, I said all times. So one awesome thing that I did with this is I used their Hardwire Kit, which wired up its own fuse into the fuse box, a wire that goes essentially through the firewall, up the A-pillar, across the roof, and tiny little wire that comes out behind my rear view mirror and into the magnetic windshield mount. So it's hardwired all the time. I don't have to worry about turning it off and on. Now when I start the car, it automatically starts recording, and you put in a micro SD card. Now I don't know if you'll be able to make this out, but you know, there's your full size right there, but the tiny one that goes in this little compartment is the size that goes in the camera, and that slips into the adapter and you can put it into the side of the computer. But that guy, what size am I running? I can't remember, like a 32 gig. So what it does is it runs on a loop. Now I ran this card in the camera and figured I'd probably get a solid hour or more of 1-minute clips before it starts to loop back on itself. So if you're trying to film a trip or something that's a lot longer, you're going to need multiple cards. Otherwise, it's going to record over itself. And the reason it does, this is a dash cam. This is a situational camera. So, you know, say Mr. Red Taurus pulled out in front of me and caused me to run into him, you know, then I can stop it. I can, oh, there's Mr. Mercedes, and I can lock that piece of film in, or multiple pieces of film in, so I've got it later for evidence or for review or what have you. And that's a cool feature that it has too. So you're doing this infinite loop, but if I reach down and I push this button on the bottom of it, it'll actually lock the segment that I just told it to lock, or the segment that you're on. And if you format the card, or if it loops back on itself, it's not going to overwrite that segment. So that's another really cool feature. It does do, the factory default is 1 minute segments. So every minute it starts a new video. After a minute, after a minute. Now you can go into the settings and you can make it every 3 minutes. And that's what we did, because we did a lot of filming while we were out on our Jeep adventure, and we just wanted bigger segments. It's less to put together. So we did that, and there's lots of cool things you can do in the settings. You can turn on and off the parking. You can turn on and off the Alexa, GPS. Now, if I hit this button right here, now you're looking at the front view of the camera. And if you look down in the lower section, I think it shows my speed, it shows my GPS location, it shows the date, so it does track all of the pertinent information for when you're driving. Now hopefully I can stitch this whole video together and not have too many overlaps or breaks where you can't understand what I'm saying, because in those 3 minute segments I gotta tie them all together. So I have to cut, paste, cut, paste, cut, paste. So for making a longer movie, it can get kind of difficult. Not super hard. I mean, I use iMovie on a Mac. It makes everything quick and easy for dummies like me. So we're going to do that. But yeah, so that's the Nextbase 522 digital HD dash cam. And hopefully you're enjoying the picture that comes out of it. It is crystal clear on the computer, so it should be pretty clear. It's HD, so you'll see it on YouTube in HD. And I don't know if you just heard that truck revving up over there. It produces great sound from the inside. It picks up on everything. I was driving to work one morning and it actually heard me breathing. It was kind of creepy. I'm like, actually it wasn't like that, but that is kind of creepy. But it has a very sensitive microphone because it does want to pick up what's going on the outside of the vehicle, and that's for security or for reference or for evidence or recording, whatever. But yeah, there it is. That's the Nextbase 522. Super easy to use, super user friendly. It's got a touchscreen and the window mount on it too. I wonder if I can, since I'm stopped in traffic, if I can take my camera and take a picture of the window mount. I think I got it. The window mount's really neat. It mounts with a like a 3M double-sided tape, real super heavy-duty type of stuff you put your rear view mirror on. And it has a magnetic mount with power, so it's a small square plug that just magnets right onto it, but it connects all the power links. So my hardwire that I ran that goes up and over and to the camera plugs into the mount. It doesn't plug into the camera. The camera I can pop off. If I want to take still pictures, tap the screen. I just took a still picture. I'll show that one in the video. If I want to take the camera out and, you know, take some video outside the car or some still pictures out the car, you can do that. I mean, the camera's this big. It's a small camera. It's really easy to use. One other neat thing about the 522 is it has a polarizer on the lens. So if I turn this, you should notice the sky change color just a little bit. See how it does that? It's got a polarizer, so it takes the glare out of everything. This could be very important if you're driving in the snow, or here in Arizona where it's sunny all the time. Having the glare taken off of everything is definitely a great way to be. So having that built-in polarizer. Now, their camera, they've got the 122, the 222, the 322, the 422, and the 522. You can add the polarizing filter to some of the more entry-level cameras, but the 522 comes with it built in, which is really nice, really amazing. You know, your card goes in the side, your modules plug in on the other side. The modules actually plug in with a little magnet too. So you plug it into its slot, but the magnet holds it in place. So you go hitting bumps, anything like that, nothing's going to fall off. Nothing's going to shake loose in your car. And I kind of proved that when I was driving off-road with it. We bounced it around quite a bit. Nothing fell off. Not even the rear view little ball, this guy, wherever it went, that was hanging on to a magnet in the back. This little fella. So I don't have that plugged in right now because I have the cabin view plugged in, which makes it so you can see this guy. I can see me, I can see the road, or I can go boop, and now the camera's changed. So I can make it big on the screen. Now, typically speaking, I'm not really watching the screen when I'm driving. I'm watching the people in front of me, you know, because that's the safe way to be. And I did just see a reader board back there that said there's an accident in the center lane, which is why we're going slower than usual. So definitely check out the links below. I'm going to put a link in for Nextbase's website so you can check out all the details and features of all their cameras. But like I said, the 522 has everything from GPS to Alexa to the polarized lens, full HD capacity, the largest screen you can get on the back of it. Amazing technology, all the way down to their 122, which still takes an HD picture and video. All of the basic functions are still there, even with the entry-level ones. But like I said, I'll put a link in down below. And hey, do me a favor, hit that like and hit that subscribe right down there. All the likes and subscribes that we get really make it easier for us to do more reviews and hang out with you more. You know, I enjoy doing this, and if you enjoy my videos, hit that like, hit that subscribe. It really helps out a lot, so thank you. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them below. Leave me comments, ask me questions, fire at will, and be glad to help you out. But definitely hit the link to their website below and check out Nextbase. They have been pretty popular in Europe for quite a while, and they're just making a foothold in America for everything you'd ever need in a dash cam. So check it out. I'm just going to be here in traffic. I see some police lights up there, clear up the ways ahead of that truck. So it looks like there's something going on that I get to sit here and enjoy very slowly. But we're just outside of Phoenix, Arizona. Speed limits are very fast here. People drive very aggressively here. I just sort of get into a lane and cruise until somebody decides they don't want me there. Hey, that's why I've got a dash cam. Got to keep an eye on stuff. So, like I said, questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. For Bold Canyon Outdoors, this is Chris signing off. Happy trails, everybody.